bored, tired, lukewarm volunteer mindset. None of this will fly. All the way down to volunteers helping at an event. We give you a t-shirt and a tent, and you go to an event and you're representing, you hadn't better have a volunteer mindset or you won't be volunteering. If you're like me, you have a heart for missions and may have already done some missions work yourself, but you also see some huge issues in the way missions are being done. Like, why are we still sending out monthly newsletters in a digital age when technology allows for instant updates in the palm of your hand? Or why are we convinced that we need to raise 2 years' support before going when all 12 disciples dropped what they were doing and walked away? Or why are we allowing denominations to decide who can and cannot go do what God is calling them to do just because of things they've done in their past? And at what point did we brand following Christ to be a life of scarcity and sacrifice when it's truly a life of abundance and privilege? These are some of the blaring questions in the missions world today. And Watch Missions Live is here to reshape the way you see missions. It's time for missionaries to rise up, create a shift in perspective, a change, a revolution in the way things are done, and give you the real story, one of abundance, fulfillment, and privilege. My name is Aaron Jennings, and welcome to Watch Missions Live. Basic colors, colors and style. We've tried to define everything so that we know and so that you know exactly what we stand for and how we're going to do it. Colors and style, wealth, abundance, royalty. Not churchy, but scripture-based. Everything will be based on scripture, not just our ideas. Happy, inspiring, privileged. We want to be challenging people's beliefs. Powerful. That's what we want all of our content to feel like, all of our stuff. Behavioral roadmap. We've even tried to map out the way that we believe we should act. Personality traits. So with our behavioral roadmap, the way we act as a staff, as Watch Missions Live, if you run into anybody who's representing Watch Missions Live, they better be following these personality traits, these body language, that we're privileged, that we're grateful for everything that we have. We understand the abundance of it, that we're fulfilled doing what we're doing. So you understand this is not a sacrifice, that we're energetic, excited, powerful, always growing and trying to get better. That world domination mindset. How do we get better? How do we seek God more? How do we create more missionaries in the field? That excellent communication, always telling people what we're doing, how we're doing it, made in God's image, and that world domination mindset. Like I said, this is important. People need to understand this is an excellence thing. And we want you to see power and abundance and wealth and privilege. So if you ever see Watch Missions Live staff and you see our content or anything like that, we hope this is what you get. We don't want to be putting off this make you feel bad so you donate. We don't want to pull on your heartstrings just to pull on your heartstrings. We want to show you what God's doing. If that touches your heart, then by all means. But we're not going to be like, here's a starving child, will you give us $60 a month? Nothing wrong with that. Remember, I'm not bashing everybody else. This is just us. This is our behavioral roadmap. This is our company culture and the way we want to do things. We want everything to be happy, inspiring. We want you to see how the people that we're going to help are not just starving, but they feel like God has still given them so much. And so many people on mission trips learn from them and bring lessons back to the United States. So we want you to know and understand that anytime you run across us. Behaviors that are not tolerated, we put those out there too. This is stuff that if you start acting these ways, you're going to get warned. We're not just going to kick you out the door because we still want to grow in community. And we are the people of Christ. And there's going to be learning curves. We have to come together and we have to learn how to work together. But if we come and talk to you, say, hey, you're allowing this person to dictate what we're going to do as a company so that we can get that donation, then we're going to talk about it. And if you keep it up, you're just getting booted out. This goes for me too. I expect to be kicked right out the door if I start allowing things to happen that are not in line with our company culture. Denominational arguments, I don't care. I don't about the little denominational differences. The fact is we serve the same God. If you don't completely agree on it, that's fine. You both get your opinions. It's between you and God on both sides. If you want to talk about it and go back and forth and help each other grow, that's one thing. But denominational arguments, this over this, not okay with that. Bored, tired, lukewarm, volunteer mindset. None of this will fly. All the way down to volunteers helping at an event. We give you a t-shirt and a tent, and you go to an event and you're representing, you hadn't better have a volunteer mindset or you won't be volunteering anymore. We won't be at the event I'll take that back. We won't need to be at the event so bad that we'll put people that don't care to be there at the event. We'll just skip it. So anything that we have going on, anytime you run across people with Watch Missions Live where you want to help with an event or anything that's going on, we expect this way of acting, this world domination, energetic, excited, privileged, just excellent communication. You're made in God's image. You're grateful and happy and powerful. And what we will not tolerate is that bored, tired, lukewarm attitude. So this is our company culture. This is our mission statement. This is what we believe. This is the problems we're looking to fix and what we think it ought to be like. This is what we plan to do and how we plan to do it. I would love your feedback. Feel free to bring out any ideas you have for growing as long as they fit with our company culture and the way God's called us to do this. So I thank you for your time. I appreciate you going through this with me. I appreciate you taking all of this time to really dig in and listen, because if you've listened to this whole thing, that means that you do care enough about what we're doing to try and understand us deep, and that's the reason I presented it. So I thank you for your time, and I look forward to getting to know you all better. And if you haven't yet, if you jump over to our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, our podcast, everything else, everything's watchmissionslive.com, YouTube, everything. So we look forward to seeing you in all those places, and have a good one. See you guys on the next episode. Hey, thank you for your time. Please remember to rate and subscribe. After being a full-time missionary, I got tired of people looking at me like it must be really hard to do what you do. And they'd say things like, I'd love to be able to do something like that, but insert excuse. When the real reason was because they saw what we were doing as a sacrifice. That to do missions work, they would have to give up everything. That quite honestly was forcing them to do things they didn't like, for people they couldn't stand, so they could afford things that they didn't need. The truth is, as full-time missionaries, it was one of the few times in my life when I was truly fulfilled. It was the closest to God I'd ever been. Debt-free, not stressed, and living the life of an adventure I'd always wanted. If you too believe that it's time for a change, then head over to watchmissionslive.com and join the revolution.